Set it up like that so your thing's against, you know, has got some support. Usually the tops of these cases are a lot heavier and they have a tendency to fall over. So if you put it against something that doesn't have a back, like on a piano bench. Okay, so let's start with one at a time. You pick. Which one do you want to learn how to hold first?
Violin.
Okay, so put the bow down. Already know how that goes. Cool. All right. So let's learn about the parts of it first. So this is the neck. This is what you'll hold it by. We call them our babies, but we don't hold babies by the neck. So that's just the only difference from them to the baby, I guess. So this is the neck of the violin, right? You want to hold that in your left hand. Cool. This big black part is a board for your fingers, so it's just called a fingerboard, right? Then you have your strings. Do you know what they're called? So from bottom to top, good dogs always eat. Bad dogs always eat too, but for this case, we're just going with that, okay? Yeah? So G, D, A, E. That's the order of them. So when with this action that I'm doing, it's called, what is that called? Do you know?
No.
It's called plucking. And what you want to do is, here, hold it across your body like this and tuck under. There you go. And you can bring your thumb up and pluck your strings in the middle right here, not over here. This is where your bow goes. So it has a different, exactly, yeah, a different part. And the only reason we do that is because, I don't know if you know anything about the bow, but did they tell you not to touch the hair?
No.
Okay, so don't touch the hair. If you have already, it's okay. I'm not gonna like fine you or anything, but so it's horsehair, and when you put your rosin on it, it sticks. But if you get oil from your hands on it, like, because your hands have fingerprints, right? So it's oil. The rosin will not stick, and your bow is going to be useless. We'll have to throw it away. So, anyway, yeah. So pluck over here, and your bow can do its job over there. Beautiful. So pluck G, D, A, E. Yeah, and you may have noticed if you have your fingers on the strings, then different stuff happens, right? Or stuff happens like that. Yeah, so that's you actually making the string shorter. So when your fingers go in those spots, you're shortening the string length, and shorter things have a higher pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. All right, so here, I want you to grab it by the neck and hold it up like the Statue of Liberty holds her torch. There you go. And hold this up for 10 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, get it up there, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now come across your body and cradle it like a baby again, just like you did. There you go. All right, statue for 5. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come across. This is rest position in standing, and you're doing it beautifully. It's really good. One thing you want to make sure not to do is get your elbow over the strings here, because it does not like a lot of weight here. You can snap the strings really easily. They're already under a lot of tension, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, so everything's just held on very good here. Do you know what this is called?
No.
This is the bridge. Don't touch the bridge. That's just a kind of no touchy place. So this is okay. The neck's okay. Don't touch that. This is your tailpiece. You can touch it if you want. Just don't be rough with it, because it's holding some stuff. Yeah. The tailpiece, bridge, fingerboard. What am I holding it by?
Neck.
Good. What is this called? What does it look like? Any kind of animal you've ever seen? Maybe its tail. You've seen a squirrel, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a squirrel's tail, right? It's pretty close. It's called a scroll. So a scroll, squirrel tail, you know, same div. So scrolls, it's wrapped up like a scroll of paper, right? Kind of old school stuff, yeah. And then you have your pegs. So you have one peg for every string. You can see that there's a little hole, and the string goes through the hole, and then the peg, these are called friction pegs. So you push them in and they get stuck, basically. But if you want to move them, all you have to do is just kind of loosen them in one direction, and you kind of pull them out when you use them. But for now, we're not going to use these. So, two things not to touch: your bridge and your pegs. If your brother wants to tune your violin, great. It's not always the case that you have a family member that plays violin, so good for you. If you ever need him to tune your violin with their pegs, he's good to do that. These are kind of the same thing as pegs. They're called fine tuners. You have 4, I have 1. That's just the way mine is. This tailpiece is made to be a little more resonant, so it gets rid of some of the hardware at the expense of me having a harder time to tune my instrument. But I have more experience with it, so it's a little easy for me at this point. This is a chin rest, but really what goes in there is our jaw, so like kind of this part of your face. Our goal is to get you set up to where that you put your violin here and you just drop your head forward and you look pretty normal. You don't want to do anything with your shoulders, anything weird like that. You just want to put it here and then just kind of come to it. And the goal would be to hold it and it not go anywhere. Now that takes a setup. I have a shoulder rest. You don't, but we can get one for you if we need one. You have a pretty decent sized neck, so we might need one. Let's just go ahead and see what we're working with. We're going to, in one fluid motion, turn it and then bend your elbow, set it on your chin. There you go. Try not to come to it too much. Excellent. Now, bring it back out, Statue of Liberty. Good. In, onto your chin. Bend your elbow. There you go. Now fix your hand. Wrist down. Ooh, beautiful. Down, down. There you go. Nice, nice. Okay. And open this up. Now it's good to remember, keep some space right here. Right there. You feel that? Keep some space right there. Try not to pinch too much right there. That's going to come in handy later, okay? Excellent. Try to remember what that feels like. All right. Statue of Liberty. Good. Make sure you got a good grip on it. Don't drop it. From here, that would do a lot of damage to it. All right. Wrap it up. Bring it in. Good. Here, turn and face your mom so you get a good shot. Awesome. Statue of Liberty. There you go. Hold it, right? Because we're mirrored here. So, Statue of Liberty. Good. Now, take your finger, your right finger. I want you to stick it on the end button. That's this little pokey part right here. Yeah? And now you're going to help yourself put it on your chin. So we're going to rotate it around. Yeah, there you go, and set it. Exactly. Now you didn't have to bring it to yourself, right? Okay. Now make yours look like mine. Your wrist here. There you go. One straight line, keeping a little gap right here. You can have your thumb down. Doesn't need to stick up like a carrot ready to be plucked. It actually looks pretty good. Awesome. Okay, can you go from here to rest position? Let's see. Careful, don't drop it. There you go. Always make sure you got a nice grip around the neck. Because even if it falls, you can kind of catch on the pegs, you know? Good. All right, so rest position 2, Statue of Liberty. What is this called?
Chin rest.
Good. All right. What are the little nubby knobs right here called?
Fine tuners.
Fine tuners. Good. What are these things?
F holes.
F holes. Yeah. What is this?
A bridge.
Good. What string is that?
E.
Good. Rest position. Awesome. What is this? I'm grabbing it by.
Neck.
The neck. What's this?
A scroll.
Good. Okay. I think we hit everything. This is the back. These are the ribs, just like yours. And this is the front, top part, top body, right? What else do we have? That's about it. So yeah, end button, right? That's where you put your finger and rotate. The end button's purpose is to hold everything together. So it's really funny how this works, or really actually kind of brilliant. The strings are held in place by the pegs. The strings go over the fingerboard. They don't actually touch the fingerboard. They touch the nut, but they go over the fingerboard so that we can push them down when we need to. They ride over top of the bridge, and then they connect to the tailpiece, which has this little rope on the underneath side of it with these 2 holes that come out here, and it's wrapped around the end button, which is shoved inside of the violin. So if the end button came out, everything would go and the bridge would fall down and it would be insane. All right. Now look inside your F hole. Yeah. This one on the other side. Do you see a little stick sticking out? You know what that's called?
No.
It is a post that has the purpose of transferring sound, so it's called a sound post. One word. Its purpose is to take vibrations from the bridge and send them to the back plate, and then they reverberate out of your F-holes. That's how it works. It's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So, what's that little stick in there called again?
Sound pole.
Sound post, yeah. What's this?
A bridge.
What's this? Black part. Not a diving board, but a fingerboard. What about this?
Chin rest.
Good. What's that? Button, end button, yeah. Okay. What's this? Expensive. It's a shoulder rest. What are these?
Pegs.
Good. What's that?
Scroll.
What they sit inside of is called the peg box. And then this is the nut. So peg box, nut. Those are the two I forgot, I guess. Those are more of things you need to know if you're a violin maker, really. Okay, cool. Statue of Liberty. Now bring your finger to the button. Help yourself to put it on your shoulder. Good, freeze there. Here's what we're gonna do now. You can set this on me, good. And then bring your hand up to the body of the instrument. Don't be afraid, you can touch it, it's fine. Now, I want you to wrap your elbow underneath, get your pinky ready. It's gonna do the work, and I want you to pluck D, A, D. Not that one. Yeah, this one's not doing anything right now. With your pinky. See if you can figure it out. You're gonna need to pick these fingers up. Excellent. Do it again. I can't hear you. What was that? A little bit more. Give me some more. There you go. Okay. Give me 3 Ds in a row. Not bad. How about 3 As? 3 E's? 3 A's? D's? And G. Yeah, see what I did with your elbow there? You have to kind of come in on the inside to get around it, right? This isn't going to move too much, or it shouldn't really. Once you get your shoulder rest on, it's going to stay very still. What I want you to do this week is, well, you're not allowed to use the bow. Sorry. That's just rule number 1 when we get started. But I want you to do 10 repetitions, 25 repetitions a day. Sorry, I'm going to be mean. Of rest position, Statue of Liberty, playing position. Okay? So that's rest position, Statue of Liberty, and then finger on the button, playing position. And then just kind of sit here for like a couple seconds, see if you can, get comfortable. Feel free to try to take your hand away, but don't take it too far away because it's gonna fall. Right? Okay, cool. So 25 of those, right? It's not going to take you very long at all. And then, once you've done 25 of those, I want you to get up into playing position and pluck each string 3 times up and down and move your elbow with it. But we're going to do that. Should we do another 25 times like that? It might wear out your pinky. Let's do 10 times. So just right up there, okay? And the further down you can get, the better. So you should pluck every string a total of 30 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then just do it again. Yeah? And if you need to take a break, rest position, right? That's what we do. Or you can take it off first and then put it into rest position. That's even better. Yeah? Now, so that's 3 things, okay? Don't touch your bridge, don't touch your pegs, don't touch the hair. The bridge and the hair go for everybody. I don't care who it is. But your pegs, like I said, if your violin gets knocked out of tune for some reason and your brother's like, hey, let me help you tune it, or you go to him and you're like, hey, can you help me tune it? And, yeah. Do you know what tuning is?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that next time, I guess. So it should stay in tune for the week, I would imagine. Awesome. Okay, so what are you going to do for homework?
This.
25 times this this, this. And that was 1, okay, not 3. Just to make sure, no cheating. And just hold it here, right? And reset. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Yeah? Your feet actually look pretty good. What my teacher had me do was together, so together, you're gonna make a V, and then take a small step to the right. Good, and it can be slightly behind your left foot. This is sort of a balance tactic we use to kind of shuffle around. And don't lock your knees when you play either, because you will pass out. Then when you're done for the day, normally we'd loosen our bow and put them on up, but since we didn't use our bow, we don't have to worry about that. So you want this to go around the neck of it, right? And if we had done to the bow, we'd wipe off some things too. We'll talk about that next time. Yeah, so put the leash on, put the blanket on. There you go. Make sure nothing's gonna scratch it. Make sure that this isn't, so if this is loose and you try to shut it, it's gonna fall off. That happens a lot. I still do that all the time. And then you want to shut that. This little ribbon thing can get in the way too. It looks like it's pretty good right now, but you know, some days it may not want to behave. All right, so stretch your case and do the clasp and zip it up. If for some reason you pick it up and it's not zipped up, that violin's gonna fall right on the floor. That's garbage. It's a broken rubber band. Don't worry about it. Good. What do you think? Is that what you expected from your first lesson? Good. Excellent. Then we're all good here.
All right.